Okay,
we're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geek Battle show here on the Extreme Improv Extremes YouTube channel, as well as the Geek Battle YouTube channel. Now, before we get started with the show properly, guys, I am going to agree with you, Cap, and say Streamyard, because Geek Battle may be leaving Streamyard once and for all very, very soon, depending how an email goes, because StreamYard, my honest opinion is you have behaved terribly. You have quadrupled your price on a lifetime agreement that I took out with you 2 years ago. And you have sneakily, stealthily charged everyone hundreds of dollars that they did not agree to pay, including myself. And if you force me to stay with you, this will be the last time I stay with you. But every single show I ever do through you, I will remind the audience that StreamYard are shady and have acted pretty shitty to supposedly people they thought were loyal customers. Now,
testify.
I do not have the money to pay for what is frankly kind of a shitty service for the whole reason for the last year and a half. We've been saying...
I've been telling you all for years!
Yeah, Cap, you're going to be very right. But with this, let's go to the intros.
Welcome to the Geek Battle Zone. We discuss comics and puny minds are blown. We debate Marvel versus DC, Skeletor, X-Men, and Ron Weasley. Judge David slams down the gavel. And Cap dreams of Henry Cavill. It's a Geek Battle stream. Nerd Rage as we assemble our Geek Avengers team. Welcome to the Geek Battle party. We are the Justice League and our Batman is Marty. Say hello to Tim as movies are greenlit. Every new movie, Dev's already seen it. Xbox, Star Wars, and Star Riders. He-Man, Star Trek, and David loves spiders. We battle as Marvel and Disney love Blink. And we try to crown the Geek of the Week. It's the Geek Battle Show. Welcome to the Geek Battleground, where we use the Force and the One Ring is found. Cap is wrong about Resident Evil 6, and everyone watch out. So shit is big. Gerald and Tim and Diz will try to win at the Geek Battle quiz. David and Dave will confuse their crew as they dive in the TARDIS of Doctor Who. Watch out now, we're full of hot takes. Doug Courtney is garbage, but Red Dwarf is great. You love Sega, I love Nintendo, but in the Geek Battle, we are all friendos. Oh, it's a Geek Battle show. Oh, the Geek Battle show. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Geek Battle show.
Oh, welcome everyone to Geek Battle. Now, we're going to discuss all kinds of geeky stuff this week, and starting things off, let's meet the cast, because, Dev, say hello to the people. I still don't have an intro for you. We need to work out what you want as an intro.
Sure. Just do like a mashup of every movie ever, and that will be it.
Okay, fair enough.
Seen it. I'm Dev. Hi everyone, I'm Dev. And my geek fact of the week is the Vatican now has a anime mascot.
The Vatican?
Yes.
Has an anime mascot?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What is it?
Is it Goku?
It's a little shepherd girl with yellow raincoat.
Oh my god, okay, so how is it pronounced? Lucy?
Luce or some, I believe. Like
Luce, it could be, yeah, of course.
You know, I really thought the Vatican would go for Buddy Christ.
So let's check this out.
Oh, what? Whoa!
What has this got to do with the Vatican? What is the kid from? It's the kid from It in the Yellow Rain Mac that gets stolen by. Oh my god!
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the little the character you play in Little Nightmares with the yellow raincoat. Any of the gamers will know. Little Nightmares.
Muddy boots, a Gandalf wizard stick, you know, some CM Punk beads, and some seashells in the eyes. Seashells in the eyes.
Yeah.
And look, and no nose. And if you've seen Conclave, it starred Ralph Fiennes, who played Voldemort. So what is this saying? There's so many references. The Rain Mac from It. I don't know where the muddy boots come from, but yeah, there you go.
Peter Rabbit.
Does Peter Rabbit have muddy boots?
I don't know. Some muddy boots in there somewhere.
Although I really want them to embrace Buddy Christ. That's their way to go. No one has seen that movie?
No.
George Carlin. You know, Ben Affleck. Buddy, just Google Buddy Christ.
Bloody Christ.
Buddy Christ.
Buddy
Christ.
Oh,
Buddy
Jesus. Where are the Americans?
Right. No, I've never heard of this. Wait, is it just
It's
this
from Dogma.
statue?
Okay, it's the meme statue from Dogma.
Oh.
All right.
It's the movie Dogma, where George Carlin is the preacher who reinvents Christ as Buddy Christ.
Well, welcome to our Catholic battle this week, guys. We're going to discuss all of the different major religions and why Jedi is the only one that will make it through onto Geek Battle. Right. Okay. Now, let's get into some stuff because we're still technically on the intro rounds, but we're on the early days. So what can I say?
I actually showed that to my mom, and she's like, "You look better than Henry Cavill." Like, Mom, don't try to make me feel better.
Awesome stuff. Do you have a geek trivia fact for us?
Yes, hail Geek Tony. So I actually have two geek trivia facts. One is just because Dave brought it up about like classical boxing. I'm gonna do that first. Is that the reason why they used to do this before nowadays we do this is that you can actually generate more power by your shoulder rotation, while this it's a bit harder to do, but your hands are much safer when you're boxing like this than you're doing this. So the modern invention of boxing glove is what led to punching with all your heart, like the actual knockout artisting. Before that, they weren't really trying to knock people out. They were basically body blowing most of the time. And again, the boxing matches used to be like going for like 20 or 40 rounds. There's even like the old match where it's like I think it was Joe Louis, I think probably like going past like 30 rounds or something, and they finally stopped. Let's stop this. So it used to be much brutal and violent, but they really refused to hit people in the head. So that's why they did the classical style, so they can punch more and keep their knuckles safe. Because when you full punch without gloves on, you might break your hands most of the time.
Okay, well, that's definitely worth a bonus point. The interesting thing, Cap.
Yes.
Cap, hang on 1 second. We were just on Slam Jam. Dev was there as well. And we were talking about how last week we had you on Slam Jam, and I was desperately trying to talk about wrestling. And we were just on the boxing thing, and now you have brought it into the world of geek as well. So, the boxing full takeover. Okay.
Although, guys, I'm one of the people who actually say the reason why I like MMA, UFC, it's not because it's the art of fighting or stuff like that. They're just real life Mortal Kombat. I'm just geeking out in real life. That's why I like those sports. But my second geek fact is that recently I just saw a video very recently before I came on the show, is that they did a baby fear test. And one of the fears that we always think we have is the fear of snakes. And apparently, babies don't have the fear of snakes. They actually put snakes on near babies, and they don't actually fear it. The only two things that babies actually fear, predominantly without other people teaching them, is that the fear of heights and also fear of sounds.
Wait. Okay, well, this is a fun trivia fact as well. Cap, I'm going to minus your point. None of this has got to do with geek culture. Right, okay.
I mean, like, that application goes on to super soldiers.
Why are you trying to scare babies with snakes, Cap?
What is wrong with you?
It's the scientist. I just watched the scientist.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. You can keep your point. Now, what I will say, though, on the theme of boxing, since you brought it up, Cap, guys, who is your favourite geek culture boxer? Is it just Rocky Balboa, or do we have Bullrog in the house, Street Fighter?
I only know Rocky. Sorry.
What about Bullrog? Have you never played Street Fighter?
No.
Oh my god, you've never played Street Fighter?
I was a Nintendo person, right? And I wasn't allowed anything too violent. Jurassic Park was okay, but no, you weren't allowed Street Fighter. No fighting games.
You can eat by dinosaurs, but not do fisticuffs?
No!
Dave, what was your first games console?
My first games console was a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that was my first one that I got when it was still current, because I had a couple of older things. First game I got with that was Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Right. But yeah, you could have got it on Nintendo, but I get if it's too violent. Dev. You are muted, Dev.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul is your favourite geek. I like it.
I mean, he is a geek, so he does qualify as a geek boxer. I'm going to say, again, it's going to be in the Rocky franchise. I really liked Apollo Creed. He was a good callback to Muhammad Ali. Apollo Creed is a personally very good callback to Muhammad Ali, and I enjoyed his character a lot more. Other than that, you guys have been Mortal Kombat characters, but they're not actual boxers. They're just, martial artists. I never played Street Fighter either.
No,
you've never played any Street Fighter, Cap?
Yeah, but Cap is a fetus. He's a young baby, so he wouldn't have played it.
Oh wow! Do you know, literally, guys? Hang on, just 1 second. So, if you have checked out my gaming channel at all this year, I have been playing, and I've kind of taken a little bit of a hiatus just because I've been working on other stuff. But I've done a video series where I have played through every version of Street Fighter games, every version of Street Fighter 2. I've been playing them all, and I can't believe all this time I was with non-believers.
I will then, on that note, I might do it on my gaming channel. Maybe do it for Twitch or something.
What, Street Fighter 2?
I might do Street Fighter. Play it on the stream.
Street Fighter. Yeah. We'll find a game that we can play together.
Well, none of you played Multiverses, and it's new and free.
Yes, but there's a reason for that, Cap. There's a whole reason for that. Because it's crap.
Yes, but it has much money, so I'll play it anyway.
It's a free game. It's not good.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
But I'll play it anyway, so it's much money.
Dev, I've heard from the others. You can say whatever you wanted to say, but have you played Street Fighter ever?
No.
Oh wow!
It's
just David.
I can't believe, but Dave, if you say it's too violent, I might be like, oh, okay, Doctor Who's pretty violent.
Well, no. It's because I wasn't in control of what games I could have.
But I've got Captain Jake Paul's manager here, and then I've got Dev who was just on Slam Jam. It's these are the fightiest things on earth, right?
Well, the only fighting game that we had on Super Nintendo was Killer Instinct.
That was a really good game.
That's all we had, and I would draw my reference to say Combo was for the boxer in that. But even then, I would say I was shit with playing the game, so I can't say that he was a good fighter because I wasn't.
Oh wow! Okay, go on, Dev. You were going to say though.
Okay, so I was just about to say since I've mentioned an actual geek fighter, I'll probably mention a fictional one as well. Afro Thunder.
Afro Thunder, yeah. Wait.
I'm Ready to Rumble.
Yeah, Ready to Rumble.
Oh!
Sega Dreamcast. Yeah, that was a great game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, good stuff. Oh my god, Cap! I'm going to bring up the trailer for this. if you haven't played this, I'm sure you'd love this game. On like Sega Dreamcast, PlayStation 2 kind of era, there was like when the Sega Dreamcast launched, one of like the big games that caught everyone's attention was called Ready to Rumble. And they've got Michael Buffer, who was like the boxing and wrestling announcer. Let's get ready to rumble! And they paid him a ridiculous amount of money just so they could use his. Let's see if I can find the trailer.
Oh my god,
look,
I remember that.
Ready to Rumble. It's such a good game. So here's the. Oh my god. Okay, so look, I'm going to show you two things of it. So let's get this on mute. Let's bring it up.
I guess
as long as it loads.
Dave MC
video game, so it should be okay.
Today.
So let's have a look. No, look, we're still on the intro. Right, so okay.
Oh my god, I remember this.
This is Afro Thunder.
Afro Samurai? Is that Afro
Samurai?
Samurai?
Afro Thunder. Like, I won't put it on just because it's probably going to have like Michael Buffer's voice and, you know,
it's
I can't remember. Like midway. Like, check this out. So there is Michael Buffer. Let's get ready to rumble!
Let's get ready to rumble!
This was such a fun game.
Oh,
it's Jake Paul.
Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh my god, Ant and Deck, PJ and Duncan, guys. Okay, so yeah, this is the game.
Those characters, oh my god.
Okay, but wait for it, guys. Wait for it. I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm going to take it up a notch.
Are you going to do what I think you're going to do?
I hope I'm going to do what you think I'm going to do. Right, so if you didn't know how awesome this was, you could actually play as Michael Jackson. And this was in the sequel.
Come on, I'm gonna beat you.
Okay. Now, guys, I do. Sorry, Dev. I will come to you in a moment because there is something I've realised. Oh shit! It's Nick. Nick, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
Nick!
Sorry I'm late. I only have a few minutes. I have to go to a party for lunch with my family for Thanksgiving in the U.S.
Thanksgiving and all that.
But I have a few minutes and I wanted to say hey, and I wanted to actually say how thankful I am to you guys for letting me be a dick on the internet and not judge it.
Legend?
No, you're very welcome, Nick. It's always good to see you. So, Nick, did you have a geek trivia fact for us?
Yes. Actually, one of my favorite Thanksgiving memories is watching the very Charlie Brown cartoon. And it turns out that I found out yesterday at trivia that that premiered in 1968 on Thanksgiving. And Charles Schulz actually did the voice for it.
Wait. Who?
Charles Schulz? The Peanuts cartoon.
The creator.
Oh.
The boxer.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's worth a point as well. Okay, now, son, we have.
I'm going to give my point to.
For the
last of the end of the night. I'm going to have to jump in a little bit.
Okay, good stuff. Now, we do just need to quickly come on to a very important point.
I told them all I am the master.
Okay, so Dave, say hello to the people. You've got that intro until it gets copyright struck because I tried to.
I am in the middle of working on something for it. So hello to the people. I am Dave MC here in Paris, France, and my geek fact actually concerns the sonic screwdriver. In that its first appearance was with Patrick Troughton, and it didn't do the magic wand shenanigans that it does today. All it did was use sound waves to take screws out of their positions. That's all it did. And William Hartnell's Doctor, the first Doctor, BBC, the first Doctor never had a sonic screwdriver.
So you're telling me that the sonic screwdriver was not like the instrument of bullshit suit?
No, all it did, Nick, was just screws in that. John Pertwee's Doctor used it sparingly in that he used it to blow up some mines in a minefield to get rid of sea devils. But he used it for electronic locks and stuff like that. But it wasn't like now how it is, the magic wands that can pretty much do anything and shut down Dalek technology for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
So my problem with the Sonic is that now it just does everything.
Yeah, there it is. That was the original screwdriver.
Yeah.
I have a question, guys. So the first Doctor didn't have a sonic screwdriver. Did he have a Swiss Army knife then?
Nope.
No, he just solved problems with logic and reasoning.
Well, even the Sixth Doctor never had a sonic
Without
screwdriver.
the Swiss Army knife? Shameful.
Yeah.
Well, because what they did in an episode of Peter Davidson's run, they destroyed it because it was a tool that could get the Doctor out of anything. So they destroyed it for that very reason. And now they've gone back to the habit of it can do anything now.
Yeah. So let's take a quick look here. I can't find a good thing of it. The Eighth Doctor, they eventually gave. I think the Eighth Doctor did have a Sonic in the TV movie, right?
He had one in the movie, yeah, but he never had one for his run. He did everything with his hands.
Well, hang on. You were about to say that. I was going to say because I think they then you can see that they gave him a version, and it is a version which is. It's very similar to the one you're holding, in fact.
Yeah, it is the one. It is the one that I'm holding.
Oh, so is yours the 8th or is yours the 3rd?
Mine is the 8th.
Oh wow! I don't even think. I don't know if I've got that one.
Like an electric toothbrush.
Well, no, that's in the bathroom, Nick.
So do we have another order then? Because Dave's got 8th, I've got 9th.
I've got 9th.
Wait, yeah, but you're a Doctor Who fan.
Yes.
How's this never come up before? There's more of us now.
We can confuse everybody.
Oh my god! We have to update the word.
To leave.
Right. Okay. Well, actually, I'm going to see if I can find something in a second. Dave, you get your point for that. So I think I shared it. There is shared it a few days ago. There is a new Doctor Who special coming out, which is a new version of Patrick Troughton's final Doctor Who story.
Yes.
It's being colorized, and the controversial thing in it is that they're actually going to show the regeneration, which obviously never happened originally. I'm going to see if I can find it. Doctor Who trailer. What's the episode called, Dave? Can you remember?
War Games.
War Games. It is.
The War Games. That thing.
Is that on Disney Plus or whatever?
No. It would be on. I don't know if you guys get it in America. It's on BritBox, or you can find it. They don't really have classic Who in America, I don't think.
So actually, when is this episode out? Is it out now?
I think it's coming out next month.
Yeah, I didn't think it was quite yet. So I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to have to bring up the Shield, just so that we can take a look at this. Just because in terms of, apparently, the way it's been edited is now also to modern sensibilities. So
sod off.
Right. So let's take a look anyway. So let's have a look here. So this is colorized. This is a black and white episode, and obviously they haven't been able to make it look HD. It still looks old, but it
looks like one of your videos, Dave. The one you do for Geek Battle intros. It looks like that.
Right. Well,
he's good. He's good. He appeared in another episode as well.
You mean it looks amazing, right? But apparently
yes, of course.
They've taken because Doctor Who, it used to be like half-hour episodes, and some stories would be like 6 or 8 episodes long, and they've now December 23rd.
There you go.
Oh, this is gonna. Never mind look at that. Look at that. The fact that they're using the regeneration effects from the new one.
Because in a way, I'm like, okay, I kind of get it, because when they did it at the time, it's like, we have to hide the Doctor's face. So when John Pertwee was revealed it was a surprise to everyone. But now everybody knows, and now changing it to this, I don't know how to feel about it.
I don't mind, because if you remember all of the different regenerations, and you have a character like the Watcher, which, guys, if you don't know it, is like this little clown guy that was stalking the Doctor. I'm going to bring up the Watcher. Doctor Who the Watcher. Doctor Who the Watcher. When you see what this character looks like, do I mean the Watcher? It is the Watcher, isn't it? Yeah, look. This. I almost want to just show it. So when the Doctor regenerates from the 4th into the 5th Doctor, you see this weird, creepy stalker thing, and then they're like, it was the Doctor all along. And then the 4th Doctor turns into this, and then the 5th Doctor appears dressed as a clown, and then he turns properly into the 5th Doctor.
Yeah.
It's a super random like transition thing.
Yeah, it was
I'm not
weird,
against the
that one.
concept of it. I'm not against
I mean, David, what's worse, the Watcher, or the fact that Colin Baker's Doctor smacked his head on the TARDIS and then somehow turned into Sylvester McCoy?
That
is a true fact. That is a true fact.
Wait, right, what the hell? Is that real?
So do you want to do it?
No, you do it.
So the story is when Colin Baker was fired. He's the only Doctor to be fired from Doctor Who.
And what happened? Sure about that?
Eccleston?
No, he wasn't fired. He quit.
Yeah. Okay. At the time, he was fired from being the Doctor, and they killed him off unceremoniously. In that, between his episode "The Trial of the Time Lord" and Sylvester McCoy's first one, he somehow hit his head on the TARDIS console and regenerated. They've sort of changed it now. They have changed it a little bit as to why he regenerated, but still, he banged his head.
Time in the Rani, isn't it?
That's time. Was it?
Time in the Rani, right?
Time in the Rani, yeah.
And well, look, but then you see,
and all it is, Colin Baker didn't come back for his regeneration. It's Sylvester McCoy in a wig.
Right, yeah, I know, but it's not bad, right? Hang on, I'm sure when that episode begins, like what's it called, the Tetraps comes and drags him away.
Yeah.
So look, yeah, it says, look, the story is whilst in flight, the TARDIS is attacked by the Rani, blah 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 blah. The TARDIS crash lands, and on the floor of the console, the 6th Doctor regenerates. So, like, it's like saying, oh, this guy, he died by, like, hitting his head. It's like, oh, how did he hit his head? Well, the plane he was in crashed. It's like,
Listen, they have fixed it now, but before they said, oh, no, he hit his head on the console, he just banged his head, and now he regenerated.
I just realized
in Friends, where Joey Tribbiani's character gets killed off in the soap opera, he falls down an elevator shaft and the Doctor.
I just realized when I looked at Sylvester McCoy and I was like, oh, where did I know him from? He was Radagast.
Yeah.
He's a Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was almost Bilbo Baggins in The Lord of the Rings. He was second choice for Bilbo Baggins. But they cast Ian Holm instead. Yeah. And so imagine that. Imagine it's like, oh, you're at Comic-Con and it's like, oh yes, I played Doctor Who, right? And then you look across there and there's Ian Holm signing like Lord of the Rings shit. And you're like, oh, that could have been me. And 10 years later, you're like, finally, I'm a wizard,
Ian McKellen, who is Gandalf and Magneto,
And other things, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the rest.
I don't know, does Ian McKellen have a third iconic character? Like, everything he does is good.
Patrick Stewart's boyfriend.
Yeah,
I thought it was Derek Jacobi's in Vicious.
Yeah, very true. Oh god, I haven't seen that show in a long time. But no, but Ian McKellen was offered Dumbledore. Did you know that?
Yeah.
After Richard Harris passed away, he was offered. And do you know why? I think I might even be quoting something we discovered when we looked it up during a previous episode of Geek Battle. The reason Ian McKellen turned it down is he and Richard Harris hated each other. And he was
Who's
like,
Harris?
the original Dumbledore. So when he died, Ian McKellen was like, I can't step into his shoes because he wouldn't have ever have approved of me. And literally, he was like, I've just played a wizard for the last 3 years in New Zealand. You have to do
I can't do it for even more 8 more movies.
Yeah. I go, Dev, you had your hand up first.
Speaking of Gandalf, right? Fun fact for you: Sean Connery was supposed to be Gandalf, and he's supposed to be paid a stupid amount of money, 30 million plus 15% of the worldwide box office.
Oh my god, he should have done it.
Is it safe? Is it safe, Frodo?
Frodo. Shut up, Frodo.
He would have gotten.
You shall not pass.
And then,
the name's off. Gandalf.
Sean Connery is the most unluckiest actor ever, because you know what else he turned down?
I think he's done all right for himself. But go ahead.
No, he hasn't. The things he's turned down are like ludicrous. He turned down the architect in The Matrix, and
wow.
John Hammond in Jurassic Park.
Oh wow, yeah, that's crazy.
Apparently,
Wait, who's John Hammond? Is it the scientist?
It's Richard Attenborough. You know, the old man. Welcome.
Life finds a way.
Oh my
The guy
god.
with the amber.
Fair enough, though. Fair enough. I think if he had okay, so if Sean Connery had played all of those characters, would James Bond still be his biggest, or would Gandalf be his biggest character? Because I think it's still Bond.
James Bond would still be his biggest.
I think it's Bond.
I think it would be Bond as well.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing it by prejudice though, because I can't see anyone else but Ian McKellen doing it.
Oh, you haven't watched The Rings of Power?
Oh boy, have I!
I have to say,
it's a minor nerd rage moment. It's a minor nerd rage moment.
Oh, wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Nerd rage.
Nerd Rage!
Question for you.
It's always
I do think, like, Bond, the problem with, like, Bond, even though I think he is iconic, but, like, you always have lots of Bonds in different eras. And every time I think of Bond, I don't really think of Sean Connery. The one who comes to my mind is the recent one. And also, who's the other one? Who's the other British guy?
Roger Daltrey? No, not Roger Daltrey.
Roger Moore.
No.
Timothy
It's before the new.
Timothy Dalton.
Pierce Brosnan. Yeah. So
is he British?
George Lazenby.
but when you think of Gandalf, you only think of Ian McKellen. Screw Rings of Power. So like if he done Gandalf, he will be Gandalf forever.
No, I think of Leonard Nimoy doing the voice of Gandalf for the.
He just did the song, right? The Ballad of Bilbo Baggins.
The Ballad of Bilbo
Baggins. In the land of the Shire lives a brave little hobbit that we all admire.
Yeah.
So we're gonna stop before we get copyright struck.
Oh, it's me singing it. It's fine.
Fortunately, we can get away with that, but we can't play it because that has come up on the show at least a couple of times before. And we're like, we can't play this. Yeah, like I don't know. I can't even remember how we got onto this, but I think what were we talking? How did we get onto Ian McKellen?
I don't know. We went from Sonic Screwdriver somehow to James Bond.
Oh, Radagast onto of course. And castings that were missed out.
Can we play another game before I have to leave in 10 minutes?
Sorry?
Can we play a geeky game before I have to leave in 10 minutes for dinner?
You want to play a geeky game?
Yeah.
Do the impression when we did.
Okay, wait, do you want to do an audition?
Audition.
Oh,
Okay, let's do an audition.
Okay,
let's do an audition.
I think, well, is it too easy to audition for Gandalf?
Nah.
It's too easy.
No, get something that is hard. That's why we can make up our...
Maybe something in Tolkien's world.
I don't know anything in Tolkien's world.
Okay, I'm going to get some
fun
famous
I didn't know Simpson either. That's why he became a cowboy.
Famous lines from Lord of the Rings.
I've not seen Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit or read the books.
You've not seen Lord of the Rings? Wow.
What is wrong with you, Dev?
Yeah.
A lot of
Dev,
things.
Your assignment before the end of the year.
Of all the movies you've seen, you have not seen Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, hang on, Dev. You've already seen all of them.
You lie! Your title is a lie now, Dev.
Oh my goodness. Right, okay.
Can you put like an asterisk line of text?
Just a little line that says Dev's already seen it, except Lord of the Rings.
It's like every time we go to the theater, Gandalf is like, "You shall not pass."
So I've not seen Lord of the Rings and Star Wars for very good reason. The enjoyment.
You've Star Wars.
Okay, so
I'm going to rage.
Okay, so the enjoyment.
Wait, hang on a second.
Those reactions.
Wait a second, Dev. You haven't seen Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and you haven't played Street Fighter. Nerd rage! Nerd rage!
Like,
to be fair, there's a lot of, okay, look, yeah, we'll do an audition. We might play something. It's Thanksgiving. We can be thankful for each other, like Nick said. But I think we should also.
We need to fucking have Dev watch quintessential nerd movies.
I'm gonna strap him in like in Clockwork Orange, just plaster his eyes open and make him watch it.
Nick, before you got here, very weirdly, we started off with a lot of Catholic-related news. I think we need to do some confession time here. What is the geek stuff you guys have never seen or never played or never engaged with that you think you should have? I can say that until 6 or 7 years ago, I'd barely seen Star Wars. I said this, a week ago or whatever. I'd seen Return of the Jedi. I think no, The Empire Strikes Back at the cinema, and I saw it. I was like, yeah, that was fun. Didn't really get it because I'd seen the middle of a trilogy, and then it took me a few years before I saw any of them. So, Cap, what's your confession?
I think I have three. So one would be I should have really. This was my era. The Last Airbender, the animated show, was my era, but I refused to see it for the main reason is because I liked watching Ben 10 and Jackie Chan adventures, and Aang was bald, so I didn't really care. He wasn't a protagonist that I want to be that guy, so I never watched it. But I hope I did because I have no intention of watching it now, but I hope I did because it became such a good thing. The others is Simpsons and Family Guy, which I know clips of, even the Airbender, I know episodes of, but I haven't actually seen any of it completely.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Family, I can't believe you haven't seen more of The Simpsons. I think you'd get into it. Don't worry about that. There's a million episodes. The great thing with The Simpsons, and this is pretty true of Family Guy as well, you can watch any episode standalone. There will be recurring gags, but how we were saying on The Simpsons that characters never age. With both The Simpsons and Family Guy, just start with season 2 and watch onwards, because season 1 of so many shows, animated shows, suck balls. Right? Okay.
Every show kind of season 1 turns out to be, especially the pilot episode, turns out to be terrible.
Yeah, we can get into that as well in a second. Nick, what was your confession? Because I know you've got.
I have not seen an episode of The Simpsons since season 9, episode 2.
Was that the Armin Tanzarian?
Yep.
So many people checked out at that point.
I was and my best friend in college loves The Simpsons, and we would go to a bar in Florida and watch The Simpsons at this bar. They had Simpsons night, and they would do every Sunday. They would do when the new episodes were in season. They do Simpsons on the TV, which is really cool. And then the Armin Tanzarian episode happened, and I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Also, I
Dave?
have never watched but don't care to watch. I tried watching Bob's Burgers, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I can't get into Bob's Burgers at all. I can't. What's the other one? what's the other big animated show? The Rick and Morty. Can't get into that. And apparently you have to not start with a pilot. I think Cap, you said.
I've seen a little bit of Rick and Morty, and it's like, yeah, this is funny, but not it's not the kind of humor that I like.
Yeah. Well, you know, when it comes to animated ones, I've seen a ton of South Park, but I've only seen bits and pieces of it along the way. It's just been on forever. But like, if I was to rack up how many episodes of South Park I've seen, it'd probably cover one season's worth.
I mean, if we rank up all the animated shows that you haven't seen, David, like you missed out on most of the 2000s shows and just watched Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, that's the one that got me back in. That was like the good one. All the 80s stuff though, Thundercats, Real Ghostbusters, He-Man, My Little Pony, even it was gold. Right, Defenders of the Earth, Defenders. Dave.
I can say that there would have been two, but one of them I've actually got into recently. But the other one is The Matrix. I've never seen anything for The Matrix. I see the graphic. I know the idea and the concept of The Matrix, but it's not something I'm like. Oh, okay, it's not really something I could say definitively. Wow, I can get into this at some point.
And
I've seen one, and I never completed 2. I feel like I know what happened to it. And also 3 as well. I know the ending, but I never fully seen it, I think. 1 I completely seen.
I was dating a girl recently, and their family was big into movies, and it was last year actually. Because I remember I went to their house after Thanksgiving to watch movies at their house. They invited me, and we were watching The Matrix 4. And I fell asleep.
Yeah, well, that's not a good start. Well, that was how you met the family. They put the Matrix before you were like, ugh.
No, like I tried to stay awake, but the movie sucked. Also, I had a long day at work, so I was really tired from work.
See, with the Matrix, right? Like it was cool. I could get this graphic and I could use this graphic, so I used it. People see it and they understand it's the Matrix and it fits the Geek Battle theme. I'm not the big like my sister is a massive Matrix fan, but I'm not. I love the concept of the Matrix more than I like any of the films or anything to do with it at all. Right? I just not. I think the Matrix is super pretentious.
You know what I think is a better version of the Matrix?
But hang on one second. But the Matrix 4 literally kind of acknowledged that they're making a new movie. Super like meta and breaking the fourth wall if you've never seen it. And like Carrie Ann Moss and Keanu Reeves come back. They didn't bring back Lawrence Fishburne. And part of the story, if I understand it correct, whichever of the Wachowski sisters, formerly Wachowski brothers, one of them made it, was like, I don't want you to make a sequel to The Matrix. So if you're going to do it, I'll make it. And they kind of made a film that would kill the series on purpose.
It's like Joker 2.
But do you know what? Have you heard the people say that the director is in fact the real Joker?
Yeah.
Because it's like anarchy.
It might as well be.
Yeah.
And Dev, what is your? We already know it, but we want you to say it again so we can rage again.
Or do you have another one?
My confession is, I have another one. I have seen Dragon Ball Evolution, the live-action Dragon Ball movie, 37 times in the cinema.
Why would you do that to yourself?
You've seen it in the cinema 37 times?
Yes, 37 times.
What happened? Did you get like stuck in the projector room and they kept like banging on the wall?
Like, for the one time, Dev, I forgive you, but the other 36, that's on you.
How did that happen?
So I decided one day. Okay, basically, I start my first job, and I decided I'm going to watch a movie as much as I can before it goes off, before like they stop showing it. So I just kept going back in every time they rotated it.
And you chose that.
Were you smoking something that day?
No.
Was there something weird in your porridge that day? I mean, I'm just.
So it was my first paycheck, and I wanted to do something crazy, and that was it.
Yeah, but most people go out to Las Vegas. Most people go out and buy something expensive. What possessed you for Dragon Ball? Evolution of all things.
It wasn't even that you got like an unlimited ticket. You bought each ticket.
Yes, each ticket I bought it.
Wow.
So
I'm gonna go stare in the mirror for a minute and cry.
I go out, buy another ticket, and then come back in.
Dave.
Nick.
All that I'd say, like,
my other confession was me and my sister in Florida had an unlimited ticket to the theater in the summer of '96. I'm sorry, number 94, and we saw The Lion King in the cinema 26 times.
Wow,
that's great.
That one I can be on board with, but still, and it's okay. I don't think I've seen the same film at the cinema more than twice ever. Has any of you, Dave?
I have not, but what I was going to add is, but like we can get on this train. But one thing I want to add is like the Dragon Ball movie, right? I've only seen few episodes of Dragon Ball, and it was not my thing. Because like I saw Goku fight a bubblegum man, and I thought, what the heck is this? And when the movie came out, I mean, like it kind of fits the weirdness, and I wasn't so angry about it. But then I realized a lot of people hated that movie.
One of my favorite restaurants in Orlando is a Dragon Ball themed ramen shop called Super Saiyan. I have been there 3 times when I've been on vacation, and Dave, you're muted.
Dave, you are muted. Dave, Nick wanted to hear you laugh, apparently.
Right, you ready? I'm going to repeat this once. Ready? Ha!
Right, okay, so I've told this story before. The only films I've ever seen at the cinema, the same film at the cinema more than once, I saw the film Wonka twice within like the last year because I had an unlimited thing, and then I went like a second time. That might even be. I'm trying to think if there is another one. Oh, I saw Murder on the Orient Express twice. I won't say the reasons why. And I saw Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw 1.5 times because I went to France and I realised that I wasn't going to be able to get to the metro, which is their subway or underground. I was like, shit, this film's going a long time. So I had to leave the film, and then I went and did a job halfway across the country. And then on the way back, when I was in Paris again, I was like, I don't really know what to do in the evenings alone in Paris. I don't really drink and stuff. So I went to see the same film again, but this time I knew that I had a hotel to go back to. So
Hobbs and Shaw, what a double movie. I can't even remember for the last movie I went and saw in the theater.
I can.
Well, you don't see films at the theatre, Cap. I've seen the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, I was. It's okay for now. I'll let you know after seeing the next 30.5 minutes.
I went to see Red 1, actually.
This week. What's it like? We were talking about it on Slam Jam.
Fucking terrible.
Really?
Is it the one with Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne Rock Johnson?
No,
yes.
It's Chris Evans.
Rogue One. Wait, no.
Red 1.
Red
One. Yeah, it is.
Oh boy.
It is. No, Red One is. Oh, whoa. Rock
Chris Evans and Dwayne Johnson.
I think my 11-year-old niece said it the best. This is the worst Christmas movie I have ever seen in my life.
And how old? 11.
11.
She is going places. She is a smart person.
A week ago.
A little bit of my family history. My father and my brother and I are very much into movies. So, my niece, I know for a fact, has seen Miracle on 34th Street, Citizen Kane, like all the cinema classics.
Home Alone? Home Alone?
Home Alone.
See, hear that, Dave? His niece has seen Home Alone.
Shut up, Cap. We all know that Steve is the best character in Home Alone. We know this.
We all actually. I made my oldest niece when she was homesick one weekend, we watched all of Harry Potter together.
Wow.
I'll say this though, it's like on that point of what Nick was saying, like she said that your niece said it was terrible, Nick. It's like because we're a lot older, and you know we've built these opinions on things as we get older. For a kid to say, kids have no filter. So if a kid doesn't like something, they're going to let you know that they don't like it. So I find that funny that your niece is like, I don't like it.
No, and I quote, that movie was shit. And my brother and my sister-in-law yelled at my niece. My brother was trying not to laugh.
But I did hear The Rock was saying something like, I wanted to create the Oppenheimer experience with the red one. And I thought, like, what the fuck is he on about?
Like it's an atom bomb. Right? What's that mean?
But it's an actual thing. He actually wanted...
Guys, we're overlapping a bit much. Cap.
He actually wanted. He even tweeted this out. I think Rock's pretentiousness is over the roof. Maybe he's doing the heel turn way too seriously. Is that like he saw Oppenheimer while he was in production, and he wanted to create that, and that's what led to the red one, and that's what red one is. Oppenheimer.
Oh my god. Go on, Dev.
Okay, well, Cap. Technically, he did manage to do it because Red One was an atomic bomb at the box office.
You know, I was teaching some children about a week ago, and I said, like, what's your favourite Christmas film? And one of them did say Red One, and I was like, what? That movie that's just come out with The Rock? She was like, yeah. I was like, well, that's a real endorsement of this film if that's instantly leapt over The Grinch and Home Alone and
Die Hard,
and any version of A Christmas Carol and stuff like this. But yeah, I thought it looks terrible. The concept of it is bad. We were saying this on Geek Battle. If you watch the movie Scrooged with Bill Murray, the beginning of that has like Santa Claus there and terrorists turn up. And then Lee Majors, the $6 million man, turns up and is like, don't worry, Santa. You got to go look after those kids and deliver the presents. Doesn't matter what happens to me. Brrr, like this. And that was a film within a film, which looked absolutely garbage. And it's like The Rock watched that and was like, this, Santa's in trouble. Only Captain America and The Rock can save him.
Although, when I looked at the trailer, I did actually like it because it had a giant polar bear fighting, and I thought, that's kind of cool. I want to see it. But no way I feel like it's going to replace, like, Home Alone or anything like that. But I thought it's going to be, like, I like cartoony stuff like that, like action episodes based on Christmas and stuff. So it looked fun, but again, the best Christmas movie of all time, Oppenheimer? No.
We all know what the best Christmas movie of all time is, right?
No.
All right.
Don't say it.
I'm going to do an informal poll.
It's still November, Nick. It's too early to talk Christmas.
No, it's not.
Don't wake Mariah Carey.
Right, no, it's fine. Like, I lost Whamageddon the other day. It was terrible. Right, but anyway.
I'm going to do an informal poll of the panel today.
Yeah.
What is everybody's favorite Christmas movie? And why is it Die Hard?
I made a video about it on Sword Thieves. Go check that out.
Too early, Cap.
Like, check that out. Also, let's just have the conversation here as well. Right, okay.
I gotta go, guys.
No, wait, Nick. What
he dropped the question on us. We must answer.
Now you guys fight.
Yeah.
It's Die Hard.
Okay, that's fine. I thought you were going to say something shit like It's a Wonderful Life. Right, okay.
Although I do love It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, but...
I also like Miracle on 34th Street. The black and white one, not the colorized one.
I have not seen either.
Oh
but
my
I did
God.
dub one.
Oh my God, no, but you've got to watch the one from the 90s with is it Pierce Brosnan in it again? And Richard Attenborough playing Santa Claus, the guy from Jurassic Park we were talking about earlier. And then the girl from Matilda.
Yeah.
That is an absolute awesome film, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
Awesome
I do love the girl from Matilda. I can't remember her name.
Mara Wilson.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Happy Thanksgiving for those of you in the U.S.
I celebrate it like Thanksgiving. I
Happy Turkey Day.
Pumpkin pie.
Happy Turkey Day. Happy gobble gobble. I'll see you guys next week.
Ciao for now, Nick. Right. Yeah. Let's very quickly answer this then. So, favorite Christmas movie, Dev?
Street Fighter 1994.
What was that?
Street Fighter 1994.
Street Fighter 1994. Okay, Cap.
No,
what would you say? Okay, go on, Dev.
Because look up the release date. It came out on Christmas.
Mine would be, well, it again, go check that video about like the movie that introduced me to the idea of Christmas, because like Christmas celebration is way different when it was celebrated in Sri Lanka, so I wasn't really into Christmas at all. And also I'm Hindu, so we don't personally celebrate it at house, but our neighbors did, and we didn't have snow. It's also, December time is usually the most rainiest time of the year, so you're not really doing a lot of stuff either. And also the cuisine, they were just the usual Hindu cuisines that we make on Hindu holidays, just for Christmas. The only addition would be the cake. So I thought, what the hell, who cares about Christmas? But then I saw Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas and Twice Upon a Christmas. It came in the DVD. It's also had Mickey House of Villains that introduced me to Halloween, but this also introduced me how Westerners celebrate Christmas, and I was like, yeah, I want that. I love Christmas now. So I think those are my favorite Christmas movies.
Good story. Okay. So Dave, did you have a pick? Hi.
The only one I can't say definitively one, but I would constantly say one I watch every year is Christmas Carol.
Which version?
The one with Patrick Stewart.
I thought the Muppets. I thought it was going to be the Muppets.
Don't get me wrong, Kat. I like the Muppets one. That's the first one I ever saw with Gonzo with Charles Dickens. But I do enjoy the Patrick Stewart one.
I still love the clip that Dave did on.
Do you want? I'll tell you a story. One Christmas we actually did have the Christmas Carol with Patrick Stewart come on, and I remember this. My dad told me that when I was in the UK. He said to me, "Do you remember when you watched that film? You asked us." Where's Gonzo and Rizzo? Because the one with Patrick Stewart, I was asking, where were Gonzo and Rizzo? Because I thought they were in this version.
Well, Gonzo was playing Charles Dickens, right?
He was. I was expecting Gonzo and Rizzo to appear in this film with Patrick Stewart, because that was the only version I had seen at the time.
Guys, so look, there's a lot of good versions of A Christmas Carol. I think there's a very strong argument for the Muppets Christmas Carol to be like Michael Caine as Ebenezer Scrooge. What a genius casting with Muppets, right? But my personal favourite is one from the 70s, which is Scrooge the Musical. And it stars the actor Albert Finney. He was in Skyfall, one of the James Bond films. He was in The Bourne Ultimatum. I'm just looking up to see what you'd know this guy from. He was in The Corpse Bride. He's a super famous actor. And it's a musical. And he plays... It was like in the 70s when they made it. And he plays Scrooge really old, but because he can like do the singing and dancing stuff as well. And Cap, just 1 second. Let me just share this, right? So there's the bit where it comes to the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. When they go forward into the future, you see that there's all of the people that Scrooge has got in that they're in debt to Scrooge, and Scrooge is dead, and Scrooge doesn't realize this, and they start thinking, "Thank you very much, thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me." And it's the best song in it. And Scrooge doesn't know why they're all celebrating, and he's sort of joining in. Obviously, they can't see him because he's there just like in the future. And he's like, "Oh, thank you guys." And he starts giving this speech before he realizes that they're all singing and celebrating him. He's like, "What have I done?" And the thing he's done is died. It is such a good film. Like, honestly, it gets to about September each year, and I'm like, I can't wait. I need to watch that film. But go on, Cap.
I just want to share a moment that like Dave had, Mateo had when he did an episode of Sword Gates. I actually have that clip. I'm going to send you the link, David, and no worries, it's no copyright strike problem at all. It's just like Mateo reacting to Muppet memes, and the Scrooge episode came up, and this is great. I'll send you the link in the chat. You can share it. No worries about copyright strike because I didn't get any. This is the link. This is basically Dave's audio, so he might copy strike you.
Oh yeah. I'll definitely claim that. I want the residuals. You think the rubber ducks are tough? Boss Mertiel is worse.
It starts from that the time the Dave reacts.
Wait. Does it show the Muppets though?
It's the shows the meme.
Okay, let's give it a go. Well, I may have to destroy it later if.
Oh, that was in the old place.
Wait. What's the music? What's the music?
It's Dave.
Okay, let's give it a go.
Scrooge stole Tiny Tim's one iconic line. Yeah.
Scrooge stole Tiny Tim's one iconic line. He did, didn't he? Oh my goodness, I didn't really think about that.
Oh shit, he did. You're right.
God bless us every... Oh no, I said two. No.
Oh, gotta pause it there. Right, okay. Hopefully that won't be too bad. Like YouTube, we were doing that to review analysis. You know, it was.
And originally I did it, so you can copy strike me.
And I will claim the residuals with Mertiel later.
Yeah. Okay. No, fantastic stuff though. Good guys. So, and yeah, Die Hard is the best Christmas film, obviously. But. Guys, is there any stuff we can react to? This has been a super weird show. Like we're like a solid hour into this. We haven't gone to a single. We haven't.
And the intro's over.
Well, just about. Like, so what have we got to react to? Cat.
Sonic.
My reaction's an old reaction. So I'm currently playing Dragon Age Inquisition mainly because I spent 45 GBs on it, so I have no choice but to play it. Because BioWare made Mass Effect, so I really liked Mass Effect. I thought Dragon Age Inquisition looks nice. It's gonna be incredible. All the people in this game are ugly. They're the most ugly thing in gaming ever. And the weird part is
what game is it? What game is it? How do you pull this up?
Dragon Age Inquisition. This because like if you look at the characters that BioWare put out in Mass Effect, like Miranda, Ashley, even the blue ones in Dragon Age, the most fantasy game ever. All the characters are fugly, and you have to romance them. And I did a one romance scene with a game character, and I realized it's the thing. Sometimes you watch weird porn. And that's a dude.
No, Cap.
No, Cap.
Yeah. So
whatever you do during your game time is your thing, okay?
Now the reason why I'm saying is sometimes you watch bad porn and you look at it and go, "What the hell did I just watch?" And that was the thing that I had with Dragon Age Inquisition when I romanced a character and I went, "What did I just watch?" I feel wrong about it.
I think we've just taken a deep dive into Cap's psyche a little bit.
We finished the confession part of the show, right? Say your 10 Hail Marys and let's
Go in the corner for a while, Cap. You can't come out for 10 minutes.
Okay, Dave, you can just Google two things, okay? You can just Google Miranda from Mass Effect, and then also Google Dragon Age Inquisition Cassandra. Okay? How did that studio make that?
Because budget, style.
Legally, I'm not allowed to explain why.
Right.
I can explain it, Dave.
So this isn't your jam.
So that's Cassandra.
Oh my God!
She looks fine. What are you on about?
It's even the weirdest thing about this game. There aren't even good mods to turn this character look decent. That's how bad this game looks.
Yeah, but why do you want to make her look mods to make her look better? She looks fine.
She looks terrible.
So does Miranda. What's your point?
Miranda's awesome. Miranda looks wonderful.
Miranda Mass Effect 2.
Yes.
Okay. Let's bring this up. What's wrong with Miranda in Mass Effect 2? It just looks like... What's wrong
I'm
with
just doing it to get. I'm just doing it to get a rise out of Cap.
Okay,
She looks
guys.
amazing.
I never thought we'd reach the day where we'd be body shaming pixels, but we have reached the day.
I mean, like you said, like Dave, with Resident Evil, right? They've gone like I think Resident Evil's still good because like Claire really glowed up in the new remake. I didn't even like Claire in the other games, but like Claire in the new remake is like, she's the girl. She looks amazing. I'm fully shipping her with Leon now, not Ada, because like she looks far better than Ada in the new game. So it's just BioWare for some reason, and it came out in 2014.
Yeah, you can't get a winner every time.
Dev, explain why they did that. Why did they make Cassandra?
I am literally NDA'd.
Okay. Right, so guys, we did mention about Sonic the Hedgehog. And
Yes.
I think I did. Perhaps I've shut down this damn story now, which is annoying. But there is Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's going to have apparently quite a big opening weekend or whatever is the news.
Huge.
That's going to be the prediction.
Like, Sonic the Hedgehog, from the disastrous first design, has to be like one of the biggest turnarounds in cinema history. Because the movies are genuinely good. They're like the scripts are good. Like the voice cast is like genius in a sense. Like having Keanu Reeves.
The only time I like Ben Schwartz is him doing Sonic.
I like him in DuckTales.
Woo!
No, Dev. He made Dewey into a doofus with his weird voice. I enjoyed the quacky voice. I enjoyed the quacky voices of the past. Okay, bring back the quacky voices.
Daniel Pudi, Ben Schwartz, and the other one are amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Dave.
I was going to say with the Sonic design, that's what you get when you listen to people. When they saw the Sonic thing, everyone hated it, and they said, "Oh, we're going to take that away and change it." Why don't other companies know that listen to people?
I think Disney has picked up on it because, like, have you seen the new Stitch trailer? He looks very much like the cartoon. But
do you know what?
Here's the thing.
Let's bring that up.
Yeah, but there's the thing. It's the same problem with Toothless. The design already exists. You can't fuck it up any other way.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But like in Sonic and first, they did fuck it up, but then they, made it better. But the thing I see with Lilo and Stitch is that it's basically an ad for the toy. It just looks like that's the toy they're gonna sell.
Yeah.
It's like basically looks like an ad for the toy.
Yeah, let's bring it up and react to this trailer. Wait. Where's the shield? Where's the shield?
Put up the shield.
It's not working. Oh, screw it. I can't bring it up without the shield. Right, Geek Battle. There we go. Right. Okay,
Scotty, put the shields up.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a super short teaser, but like even what he's doing, I remember this exact moment from the original.
Yeah,
my favorite moment.
Yeah, I agree. All they did was keep it the same, and they couldn't really mess it up. But that looked amazing.
I don't know if it was us that we had this conversation, or I've had this with somebody else. Is that why would they not do a live action film like that, but just tell an original story? Don't do a remake.
Oh yeah.
What?
No, we said this with Moana. With Moana. Yeah. Well, okay. So here's potentially what the potential is. So if they do the first one, re-establish it to a new audience, the sequel doesn't have to follow the animated sequels. They could do their own thing then.
Like, why do you, like, that's the thing. This is not like ancient history where you had to revitalize for the new audience. It happened in 2004. The Stitch movie
but what's
came
their
out.
target audience? Like 6-year-olds.
Yeah, but they would have watched. They probably would have watched it on Cartoon Network. Okay, I don't even know Disney XD. They probably would have seen the movie in Disney Channel anyways. Like, I saw like 90s Scooby-Doo movies and stuff. I know a lot of the things they put on TV, so it's possible they already seen it. So why? There's no need for a live action unless you're doing something new with it. And sometimes you do bad things with new things, so I don't like that either.
Yeah, I'm not against them doing the origin story here, because with some of these properties, especially because like this is an alien, Lilo and Stitch is an alien invasion story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When what you wouldn't get if they jumped straight into a sequel is you wouldn't get the idea of like, oh my god, what's happening here? Everything would just be normalized, and I think you do need to establish that.
Lilo and Stitch is one of the weirdest movies, because like the reason why aliens don't kill humans is because they think mosquitoes are an endangered species and we're the only ultimate food source for them. That's how they made the aliens convinced them not to kill the humans. So again, it's a wacky story already. You can normalize it, but people don't care.
You know, if I give Doctor Who, when they brought it back in 2005 as the example, like Rose and all of the other characters, they were like, oh, what are these aliens? It's like, this is the 9th Doctor. There's been aliens coming to Earth for decades. It's like, but they have to re-establish it with the audience. And like in Doctor Who, even if it's gone downhill dramatically in recent years, there is the sense that with every new Doctor, there has to be a slight reset. You have to re-establish things, because if you always keep things just on like, well, you know, everyone will get it, then there'll be some people that aren't going to do that homework. Like Hugh Cap, when you said you wouldn't watch 300 episodes of The Simpsons. Right. Dave.
I'm going to throw my hat in the ring on your point. Is like how I get they kind of explained it in Matt Smith's run, but how could you forget the planets in the sky and the Dalek invasion of Earth, and then suddenly Daleks invade again? You're like, oh wow, what are these things?
Well, see, in Doctor Who, that was there was too much. I do agree, but the idea was Matt Smith's Doctor saying you should remember this, and it was because the idea of all of this stuff had been gone through the crack in the wall, falling into time. What I don't understand is with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor and that goddamn, what was it, Doctor Who Flux story, where every planet other than Earth was destroyed, is still the case. They haven't fixed that yet. They didn't undo it. Oh my god.
So it's like the Eternals giant thing in the sky, and no one's really talking about it.
Yeah, no one questions it.
The weird thing about that is, like, I've heard, like, the Captain America movie, like, gone through different reshoot, because, like, they first wanted to make it about the giant thing in the sky, but then they changed it for something else, and then they keep changing it, and it has gone through so much reshoots now.
Yeah. No, well, apparently they're not perhaps doing more reshoots, but I've heard that they're sending it back for another edit. That the film isn't testing well. They've re-edited it, reshot it twice. We said before that apparently, like when they were making it, they were saying like, there is no script for this, and Falcon was getting really pissed off. Was like, what are we actually filming? We don't have a script, and apparently they've tested it, and it still isn't doing well, and they're trying to fix it in the edit. Ugh, it's going to be a bit of a disaster. I've got a couple more bits on this, but we will have to begin to wrap things up shortly. But Dave,
I'm going to throw in a different hot take, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
In that, and we probably talked about this like weeks ago, but I watched Transformers 1, and this was like one of my confession things. It's something I never really got into with Transformers, and I watched this, and it is a really underrated or poorly advertised film. It's like, it's really, really good. Like I think what turned me off for it was when they said, Chris Hemsworth is voicing Optimus Prime, and it's okay. You know, he does an okay voice for Optimus Prime, and the story is really good as well. And I'm now I've gone back and I've actually started watching the old cartoon. I can't believe it took Transformers 1 to make me go back and say, oh, screw the Michael Bay stuff. I want to go and watch the old stuff, you know. And I say the stories of Optimus and Megatron really well put together, like, and the subtle change as well. Like the one I picked it up, I had to go back and watch this, is Megatron's change of eyes when they were yellow in the beginning. When he gets the cog to be able to transform, they go orange. And then finally when he becomes Megatron, they're red. So you see his transition throughout the film as well. You see both of them change. So I'm going to say that's my recommendation. Really, go watch Transformers 1.
Okay,
I also recommend you, Dave, Transformers Prime. Like, if you like Transformers 1, you really like Transformers Prime as well. The one thing, like, with the origin story, right, with Megatron, and like, that kind of happens in the same Prime series as well. But they changed it on a one level. They made, like, Optimus is not one of the minor bots. They made Optimus a library clerk, who was, one of the upper class people, while the Megatron was one of the miners, and he was the guy who was leading the revolution. And you get this, like, two perspective kind of the world, and also sometimes Optimus can be snobby and Megatron calls out on him. All the problems that they apparently become pen pals, because like Optimus becomes such a big fanboy of Megatron, and he starts writing letters to him, and then Megatron's like, all the problems that you described kind of sound like very snobbish problem. I'm digging mines here. But like that kind of has a good perspective on like how worldview is kind of different for a person who's from a very hard upbringing. How you can easily see how he can turn violent, and also someone. And then the thing about Optimus is that he's always hopeful, even though he's come off as a bit snobbish in that like in his early years. But that's what got him his powers. That's why he was chosen by Primus. But I really like that origin story they discovered with like this revolutionary robot. I didn't think the Autobots were that deep. That's the thing.
And I also think I didn't think I would like Steve Buscemi as Starscream, but I did. I actually enjoyed it.
I think he just do everything. He does everything well. Like if anything, like he's in so much cartoons that we don't even realize that his voice is okay for doing voice acting a lot, because I think he's a really good actor as well.
Guys, a couple other like bits for you. Unless if you have more on this, go for it. But I've got
no. I've said my piece.
Okay, so something that doesn't bode well for Superman Legacy here. I'll read this on darkhorizons.com. It says, from everything I've heard, so who said this? A new post from writer and filmmaker Dan Marcus, whoever that is, says, from everything I've heard, there is enormous pressure internally from inside Warner Brothers for the Superman Legacy trailer to be well received. Apparently, the studio asked for multiple different cuts of the trailer to find the best version. To clarify, since every trailer necessitates multiple cuts, apparently the editor cutting the trailer presented a fairly finalized version weeks ago, and Warner Brothers said they weren't happy and make it better.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that is a massive art. Like, this looks like such a... I just remember when James Gunn did that video where he basically sat down like any of us here and laid out all of the plans for the DCU. And it was just like as if we were... If I was like, Cap, what's the plans for the DCU? Give us your pitch. Now, go. And then you just start rambling. Yeah, that's just like... It seemed like when his plan was off the top of his head. And then there's going to be Creature Commandos. And the Suicide Squad. All of that in the past, but the Flash is still really important. And it's going to...
Shazam is still there.
And Superman's still... And it's like, it was rambling. And I don't think there has been a good plan. And I really hope this is an amazing film, but that wasn't promising if they said make it better. Or maybe
at this point, DC is in a somewhat a really good position because Marvel is doing terrible right now. So DC should be up in their game to say, you know what, Marvel's had their time from Endgame. Now it's our turn. Let's swoop in and take the comic book audience by storm.
Yeah,
but they just keep blundering it, especially with James Gunn, like you said, announcing, "Oh, I've got this in mind. I'm going to do this, and this." It's like, guys, think about this for a second. You're going in. You're doing what Marvel's doing. You're going in with no plan and expecting everyone to be okay with it.
Yeah, no,
I mean, that's what you guys. I also have to ask, right? Like you guys, like I like Suicide Squad. I like Peacemaker to an extent. Yeah, you guys didn't really like it. So, like, I know that Suicide Squad didn't really... Yeah, Suicide Squad didn't really do well. But that's mainly because of the pandemic. But, like, did Peacemaker actually do well?
No, Peacemaker didn't do well. Like, it was well received in a sense, but it was
critically well received, but not by audiences.
But it was on HBO Max, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but did it get ratings? Did it get
HBO Max doesn't get ratings. HBO Max is like Netflix, and other than Netflix, like Disney Plus, like I think recently, this is talking more American stuff. I think they combined earlier this year so that you could get like Disney Plus and Hulu together. But in the UK, they've always been combined. So it'll say Disney Plus with Star, and what that meant is basically all of the Hulu shows and stuff. HBO Max, as an example, has never come out in the UK just because they don't have enough content. That's why Zack Snyder's Justice League was announced as originally going to be 4 1-hour episodes. And clearly what happened, this is my prediction, this is why they were like, to hell with Henry Cavill, I've invoked his name, is I think Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot were just like, we signed on to be in a movie. If you want to split this up into 4, you need to pay us 4 times. And I think that's why they got sour on them. That's my ultimate prediction. And so HBO Max, I don't think has ever done particularly well. I don't know if Penguin...
I think House of the Dragon done very well for them. That has done very well. I think that's the only show that people know that HBO does very well.
Yeah, like, was HBO... I don't know where Penguin aired recently. You can watch it in the UK, but it's behind a paywall, which I wasn't going to do, so I never saw Penguin. So with the DCU, they need to really start it well, and maybe they will. Maybe the situation here, hearing like Warner Brothers said send it back, should actually be a good sign, because with what Warner Brothers have done with Black Adam and Flash and Blue Beetle was all right, but all of these different things that sucked, it's like if that's their level of judgment, and they look at what James Gunn has done, and they're like, we don't get it. Maybe that's the best possible sign that it will be good. Who knows? Go on, Dave.
I was going to say, like, on your point, yeah, you're right, but I think it's more of a double-edged sword in that way. In that, yes, they're sending it back because they want it to be better, but is it also the same point that it's studio execs getting in the way and not letting James Gunn run the show? It's the executives that are saying, no, we don't like that. So that's why I'm a little bit hesitant. Yeah. Like, is it Warner Brothers saying it's really good, or we want this to succeed, or them just saying no, we don't like it because we don't like it. So if we don't like it, the audience aren't going to like it.
Yeah, but they have no idea, as they've demonstrated over the last several years. Yeah.
Cough, flash, cough.
The thing is, like, I think Marty also brought it up. It's like it looks some of the stuff that we see in the pictures kind of looks silly, but my main issue is like the cat is mine, Dave. The cat is mine. It's on the roof and it's like, let me in. That's what she says. But the thing with like James Gunn is, like, he said like the 90s animated Superman show, and like he sort of talked about all the inspirations that he had with the DC things that are successful, like the Justice League Ultimate show and stuff like that. But the thing is, like, I've not seen James, like, I've seen the stuff that he did with the Marvel, right? And also Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. That is really not his jam. Like, the 90s Superman is not something like I never feel like James Gunn can do. James Gunn is super meta. Like in Peacemaker, like in Suicide Squad, all he does more is meta jokes. John Cena's character is literally a pop culture reference, throwing all these stuff out.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to translate well with Superman. They did a good animated show, and I think it was on also maybe if that kind of angle that he's kind of going with, maybe there's hopeful. But the thing is, like, I don't see the 90s animated Superman being directed by James Gunn. I just don't see it.
Yeah. No, I agree. Right, guys, I'm afraid I'm going to have to begin to wrap things up here. So let's go on to our recommendations. Like, it's been a wild show, guys. We've been all over the multiverse with it. We haven't got onto any. We didn't even do the audition thing that Nick wanted in the end. But we haven't been to the Phantom Zone. We haven't had a which is better sort of thing. We did kind of discuss Christmas films, I guess. But let's go on to our recommendations. The Geek of the Week is all of us. Dev, where can the people find you, and what is your geeky recommendation?
Before I do this is the best episode of intros ever.
And I'm David. Yeah, go on, Dev.
Yeah, I'm Dev. You can find me on TikTok and Twitch on the name FWDAT. And my geek recommendation this week is, hold on a second, the Marvel collection for the PS4 and Xbox, which is a collection of every Marvel crossover fighting game from the arcades.
That's basically a Street Fighter game.
Yeah, Marvel vs.
So,
Capcom.
I would like to say this. You asked me whose favorite movie ever is Street Fighter if I've played Street Fighter.
And you said no, right?
Yeah, you believe
So you
me.
have. You lied. You lied. Right.
He lies.
What is even true anymore? What is even true anymore?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I should have put 2 and 2 together. But, oh, good. Okay, so at least someone here has played Street Fighter. Right.
Are we sure he's played it?
You'd be lying again.
We just don't know, do we?
I collect the boxes.
Okay, so what games does that have on it?
That has Marvel vs. Capcom,
Yeah.
X-Men vs. Street Fighter, X-Men Children of the Atom, The Punisher Beat 'em Up, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter.
Wow, that's awesome. So it doesn't have, like, the new era kind of stuff, does it? Marvel vs. Capcom.
No, it's all the arcade ones. Everything that came on the arcade.
No, oh my god, X-Men v Street Fighter on the Sega Saturn. That was like a... They never released it. You had to get like more RAM and jam it into the console for it to work. But what a game. Okay, Dave, where can the people find you?
You can find me here on Extreme on various shows, and check out my YouTube channel, Dave MC Gaming, where I do on YouTube, where I do Let's Plays, Star Wars: The Old Republic footage, the Magical Adventures of Misty and Mork is on there, and go check me out on Twitch as well at Dave MC Gaming, where I do live streams. I'm probably doing one on Sunday, which will be Lego Lord of the Rings, and one on Monday, which is a casual Let's Play. I'm going to get a proper schedule together, and my recommendation. I know you hate this, David, but I'm saying it anyway. Go and check out the Big Finish audio story, Doctor Who Time War, with Paul McGann, the 8th Doctor, as he tries to stay out of the Time War, but keeps getting dragged into it.
Okay, fair enough. Cap.
You can find me on Swan Deeds, where I sing, I dance, I throw myself in a bucket, and I work with puppets, and I even work with Dave's Metal. You can check out the video that we shortly previewed, and you can also watch Hindu Guy Reacts to Mythology Guy Part 3, approved by the Mythology Guy. And also, there's gonna be new stuff, I think I think Thanksgiving's gonna be so good, but I do have some Thanksgiving shorts that you can check out. And my recommendation is, I should have followed up on Dave MC and played Baldur's Gate, probably, instead of downloading Dragon Age.
There you go. So my name is David Pistansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pistansky. My geeky recommendation this week, I haven't had a chance to put it to the test yet, but get the Spectrum. So if you had like shitty looking graphics in the 1980s, you'll appreciate this. But this is another mini console of the ZX Spectrum recreated.
That looks like a keyboard.
It basically is. Right, hang on, I'll show you.
Oh, it's an unboxing video now.
Unboxing. When you get this, I do actually have another one, which literally is just a USB keyboard, and then you have to download an app to actually play any games on it. But this was a microcomputer from the 1980s. I don't think it came out. Yeah, it would have been the early 80s, and this was the whole thing. This is full-size remake of it. And it's got rubber keys on it. And it doesn't have enough keys compared to any modern keyboard. And the graphics on it were in 2 colors, basically. You might have got like 6 colors in that. But you can play Street Fighter 2 in this. And when you actually play... Well, I hope it loads really fast on this. But when you played Street Fighter 2 on the original ZX Spectrum, waiting in between fights could sometimes be up to 20 minutes for it to load. So that's how ancient it was. And when it would come up, the graphics would be 2 tones. So you'd be fighting Blanca, who is green, and the whole level would just be green and white. And then you'd go against M. Bison, and it would be red and white. And this was the thing for the entire game. Awesome, yeah.
So what you're saying is it's pretty much just a giant Game Boy with the green and the white background.
1 second, I'll show you a tiny bit more. So ZX Spectrum, it could do more, but Street Fighter, they didn't downgrade the graphics in terms of the designs at all. So because the graphics were so big, they just had to like reduce the color.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like this would be what ZX Spectrum games look like. But this was the first place where you could play a version of The Hobbit, and it was a text adventure. So all you do is see words on the screen, and you just type, like, use the flame against the monster or the troll or whatever. Anyway, last thing I will say before we wrap up is smash that subscribe button here on the Geek Battle YouTube channel. And Streamyard, you and I are about to have some words. So unless you give me the deal I paid for, I'm going to be fighting you. And so if we are still on Streamyard next week, then it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extreme, live long and prosper, may the force be with you, and boom, we're off the air.